This is the brother that I told y'all about that's really, really good. He's from Oaxaca, Mexico. I actually reacted to one of his videos. This is the second video that I'm reacting to. I'm going to definitely leave his name in the link soon, or in the chat soon. This brother right here is a very intelligent, brown-skinned Mexican human being, man, whatever you want to call him. This guy breaks down the origins of Mexico. He breaks down the name of the Mexican name. And in this video, he's going to be breaking down why, how the names, began. How the names came, the Mexican names, how they began. And he's going to break down a lot of information in this video. Let's get it.
Ricardo Ignacio. Ricardo Ignacio, when you think about that, that sounds what? Mexican, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not. It's really European. What is your name? Emiliano. Cassandra. Fernanda. Gabriela. Patricia. Melissa. Linda. All of these are very familiar names, and they sound Mexican, correct? Our idea of Mexican names are Jose, Carlos, Juan, Maria, Marisela, right? Guadalupe especially, right? But you know what? These are not whatsoever Mexican names. Ricardo Ignacio is not a Mexican name. We have just been accustomed having names of the people whose paper is this? Conquered us. To explain to you, because you asked me what conquered means, is when a people, in this case European people, came from Europe to Mexico, and they basically wiped away as many indigenous, native people as possible, and after that, they only left enough of them, only to control, but they destroyed the leadership, the people who still have the ability to fight back. And the word colonize is here. Colonize is when they've already accomplished taking it over. This is what colonize is. It's to force that people that they defeated to now speak their language, to believe in the things that they do, and to practice their culture and traditions, and also to have their name. So instead of you having a name like Xochitl, you now have a Maria. When the Spanish began to conquer, they raped the native women, right? So when the child was born, they didn't allow the native woman to name the kid. What happened is, a lot of the times, the Spanish man would take this child, although it's his child, it's not a kid that he's going to be proud of, because they didn't consider native people to be human. They consider them to be half dogs and half human. So when they look at this kid, they said, oh my God, I have a half dog and half Spanish creature. They're not going to love him or her. What they did is they either used him for slavery or they sold it to another European as a slave. So majority of the children that were being born were slaves, either for themselves or to sell it to other Europeans. When that kid was born, and let's say that it was sold to another European, they didn't necessarily raise him in that region where the mother is from. They took him wherever they wanted and enslaved him over there. Meaning that, let's say that kid was born in what today we call Guanajuato. What if as a slave, that kid was taken all the way to Jalisco? Because of that, we were all scattered around. If you were taken away from your mother and taken somewhere else, and you were raised by a slave master, let's say, what are you? What is your culture then? What are you going to speak? You're going to speak the language of the European who enslaved you, who's raising you, which is what? Spanish. And what is he going to name you? Jose. Your last name is going to be his last name, because at that time, having the last name of somebody meant that you are their property. So let's say I'm a European. My last name, let's say, is something typical, Martinez, because that's a European name. Let's say you're my slave. What is going to be your last name? Martinez. Why? Because I own you. You're no longer a Maya or whatever it is that you were supposed to be. Anybody know what the Spanish people called a half Spanish, half indigenous? Excuse me? Mestizo. That's exactly what. And a lot of us proudly claim that now. But once again, what was the message of this last time I came? I said, we cannot allow the people who colonized us to tell us who we are, because if that's so, what are we? In modern days, what are we? Mexicans? Immigrants. See? We're illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, people who don't belong here. The more we allow the colonizer to tell us who we are, the more that you realize that they're just trying to push you away. That's what they're trying to do. That is why it's important to never allow the same people who ruin you to also tell you who you are.
The video ended right there. This brother right here, man, is really, really good. And I'm going to try to get his full name so I can leave it in my description box. So people need to go over to TikTok and to follow this guy. This guy really, really is good. And I'm going to be reacting to a lot of his videos because he seems like he breaks stuff down realistically. He doesn't try to sugarcoat nothing. He breaks it down realistically. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you think of this video. And I think I do have Mexican subscribers out there. Let me know if you go through the same thing. Did you know anything about what he's breaking down? This is Big Hawk, Street Talk. To the next video, I'm out.